gamers, ghouls and goblins, because it's Halloween time. We have to include everybody.
Yes.
This is the only time of the year where anybody besides gamers exists.
I can't make that joke. I was going to make the joke that me and our friend Alex make all the time from Static Shock. Well, I don't know if you guys have seen. I think it's not. It's Batman Beyond, where the guy's like, "I'm gonna break the glass ceiling for the most oppressed group there is, gamers."
Oh yeah.
I made the joke anyway, so who the fuck cares?
Gamers.
I mean, if
oh yeah,
do you count chess players as gamers?
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay.
Join Pikachu, Ash, and the gang. The Mandalorian is great in the new series, and let's check out what's new in the world of pop culture with your hosts John, Tim, and Quentin, and a podcast we call Rewind
and Reload.
I'd have to agree. that they're the most oppressed group of people.
I will say that they're getting kink shamed pretty hard.
Well, when your kink can lead to you having a tactile advantage over your opponent.
So I guess for
those uninitiated,
we're just gonna get right into the chess drama. I don't know, John, if you've been following this the chess scene at all.
A little bit, very little.
Okay, I
read like one article on it, but I don't know like the ins and outs of why it's.
I don't know
a problem.
Sorry. I don't know the like deep intricacies past like the first couple weeks, and then like this most recent thing. But
okay, so for whatever reason, I got extremely invested in. There was a scandal recently in the chess community. We're a little late to talking about it, actually. So there's this guy, Magnus Carlsen. He's probably what would you say?
I think he's the number one ranked,
the chess goat, if you will.
Yeah, I think he's the number one ranked player in the world right now.
He's a grandmaster, right? Or no, the one that got in trouble is the world champ.
Like, isn't he even something like above grandmaster? I forget. Like
I don't know. He's the number one player in the world. I think he's the number one in ELO. So
I could be wrong, but isn't there like a super GM or something fucking crazy like that? Like the upper echelon, something like that. I don't know.
Probably.
But
the Illuminati of the chess world.
He played in this tournament against this guy named Hans Niemann. Little backstory on Hans: he's like 19 years old, and he has been suspiciously good at chess for like the past year or so. Like he's just been climbing the ladder at a very unnatural rate. And Niemann and Carlsen played in a tournament. And after the match, Carlsen was like doing his interview. He lost, by the way. Magnus Carlsen did. And basically all he said is, "I can't talk. If I talk, I will get in trouble." And everybody's like, what the fuck does that mean? And later on, he accused him of cheating. After they played in a second game,
and Magnus forfeit.
Yeah, so Magnus did his opening move, I believe, or was it Niemann did his opening move?
I don't remember, but it was the one move, and then he...
It was basically one move, and from that one move, he's like, all right, yeah, something is up, which, I mean, if you're that good at chess, I could see this being a thing. But anyways, he accused him of cheating. One of the favorite conspiracy theories, because like people are like, how the fuck do you cheat at over the board chess? Like when you're like in a physical room face to face, there's judges, yada yada. One of the conspiracy theories was that he had a vibrating butt plug that would somehow, like I think it was through Morse code, would vibrate.
I don't know if it was Morse code, but that's
something
probably
crazy like that. But would
it was
like
one of those
tell
remote
him,
control butt plugs that was or anal beads. I think it was anal beads was the thing that they were running with.
Not a butt plug. I'm sorry. And the reason they said anal beads is because before a chess match, you actually have to go through like a whole fucking like damn near TSA scan where they like do like metal detectors and stuff to make sure you're not like, you don't have anything to like cheat, you know? But they said that the anal beads were made of like plastic and stuff, so that's how they would get around.
But they would still have to have motors in them though.
I don't know.
Or rotors, whatever the fuck the little
That's
ones
what I
called.
thought too, but I was like, hey, I go to school for computers, not for vibrating butt plugs. So maybe
now, John, as an engineer, how would you?
Is the technology there, John?
To do Morse code with a butt plug?
But without metal, like in your engineering expertise, would you say that's a feasible product?
Yeah. I would think so. Like you, okay. So that it went past like a.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
like so that it goes past a metal detector.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Now I'm assuming. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm assuming if it's like that yay big. I don't know how big anal beads are. Yay big. And it was just silicone with a tiny little rotor inside of it. I'm assuming the silicone would like block the metal detection enough to be where it would be like.
Yeah, see, it's possible.
Yeah, and then I mean, like the circuit board wouldn't have like enough metal to like really detect.
Because they're mostly have like a little circuit board, plastic. So.
Yeah, with just conductive metals, not really. But yeah,
I minored in.
I would say in my experience, yes, that would be possible.
All right.
I did also minor in electrical engineering too.
I don't think I got my credits for it, but whatever, it's fine.
So all of that backstory leads up to probably one of the craziest plot twists is now Hans Niemann, the guy who got accused of cheating, is suing Magnus Carlsen, Chess.com, and who's that other grandmaster? Hikaru, I can't think of his last name. Might be like Nakamoto or something.
Nakamura? Is that it?
Nakamura, sorry.
Yeah, okay, so there is just a thing called... I typed in Hikaru and then Naka, and it auto-completed a Hikaru Nakamura opening, so yeah, that's the chess player.
Okay, yeah. So, because... for whatever, I don't know how Hikaru's involved in this, pretty much just because he reported on everything. Hans is suing all of them for I think 100 million each.
Yeah.
So like 300 million in total for like defamation and like an attack on character and stuff. Obviously nobody thinks like anything's gonna actually like fucking happen.
I don't know.
But
that's a good segue into what I wanted to talk about.
For something like way lower.
Now, do you think that Magnus would not produce evidence to the court and have to default on his like a certain Alex Jones?
Here's the thing, though. So, it isn't technically an attack on his character or defamation because there is concrete proof that Hans has cheated
in the past.
Yeah, so like this was on like chess.com tournaments, so there's like an actual archive of the games that they can be referred to that shows cheating. So like obviously that doesn't apply to over the board, but I feel like that gives him enough of a defense to be like, hey, look at, like, I'm not making baseless attacks here. This is something that has happened.
That's fair.
Yeah, I could see if anything they would settle out of court for like way less money. Like that would probably be your worst case scenario. I don't think they're going to settle out of court. Scenario.
I just think Hans Niemann's not going to get shit out of it.
That's what I would say would be the worst case. Is all.
I don't even think it's going to go.
Most likely, I don't think it will. No.
Yeah. The state that he filed in, I forget what state it was, does have like court live streams though. So
I think
if it does go to court, we might have some interesting content.
What state is St. Louis in? Because I'm pretty sure I read that it was in a St. Louis court.
What is that?
Iowa, Missouri, St. Louis.
St. Louis is in Missouri.
Okay,
So, yeah.
Missouri.
Yeah,
Missouri.
That's right.
Missouri.
For whatever reason, for whatever, like nobody's entirely sure why he filed it in Missouri either, though.
Which, okay, so I'm assuming by his name, is Hans Niemann like an American citizen?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay.
If you listen to interviews with Hans Niemann nowadays, he has like almost this weird like accent to the way he talks. But there's like live streams from 3 years ago that he did with Ludwig, that one streamer. I don't know if you guys follow him at all.
Yeah.
But he did streams with.
I watched Hassan Piker, who's friends with him.
Okay. But yeah, no, he did a stream with Ludwig, and when he was 16, he had just a very normal American accent. And now he has some weird, like, distinguished way that he talks. I don't know how to describe it.
So he went
but
to...
it definitely sounds...
I don't want to say this is the reason. He said he did graduate from Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School after moving there in 2019.
Yeah, but how does that make you sound like you're from a different country?
Well, he was also... Okay, so he was born in San Francisco, is mixed Hawaiian and Danish ancestry, moved to the Netherlands when he was 7, and then moved back to California at 10. So, I don't know, maybe he spent more time in the Netherlands. I don't know.
It reminds me of that UFC fighter.
Oh, no, sorry. Go on.
Who?
Oh, I was just gonna say, it reminds me of that UFC fighter. She's like from California, but then she moved to Brazil, and like a year after started talking with like a very convincing Brazilian accent. But she like moved there when she was like 20.
I mean, I'm sure you can definitely
so everyone's like
pick something up a little.
No,
bit,
you definitely can, but like hers is like, because I have a friend from Brazil, and it's like almost identical to his accent. And I was like, I think she might be faking it a little bit.
She might be going a little over the top.
She could be like one of those like basic white girls who go to Jamaica on vacation and come back speaking with like the Kingston accent.
Wagwan man, yeah.
I was gonna say something, but I'm not going to.
Chet Hanks was more so who I was thinking of.
Yeah,
because he was in love with the culture, and it's like that doesn't mean
I'm a rude boy. Chet Hanks.
That's so weird because me and Carly were literally talking about Chet Hanks last night about how big of a douche he is.
Yeah, he's a character. That is for sure.
So speaking of,
we were talking about how Tom Hanks is so cool, but Tim.
What are you
guys? I said, speaking of douches and lawsuits.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Alex Jones,
Jonesy,
the man himself,
on free speech,
was found guilty. To be fair, he defaulted in court because he wouldn't provide them the documents they wanted. So he was
because he doesn't have them because he's stupid.
So he was ruled guilty regardless in the defamation suit filed by some of the Sandy Hook parents and like an FBI agent who was on scene that day, and a couple of like former, not like the staff members, the staff who was killed, the family members and all that. So just the Sandy Hook family members is easier to say. So he was found guilty and ordered to. This is only in the Connecticut court. Was ordered to pay $965 million.
Yep.
And
he could be paying way more.
Because that's the I think it's pre-punitive damages.
Mm-hmm.
And in Texas, he's already been ordered to pay something like $50 million. So
but there's a cap in Texas, so like,
yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, how?
And the kicker,
how do you pay back that much money? That's insane.
He can't. He's
trying.
So like, what happens?
Guess
to him
what?
Now?
His business is already bankrupt. They're in bankruptcy right now.
So he says.
Yeah.
No,
like, that's the thing. Like,
I believe they announced it a while ago, and
oh sure, they can file bankruptcy, but like.
I don't know, like, how, because I think they're in chapter 5 or something like that, which is where you just pay, like, pretty much, like, all your earnings to the government until you're paid off.
Okay, that's great and
like,
all,
how
but
does
they're
that
supporting
work,
two websites. They're supporting Infowars.com, and they're supporting whatever that fucking YouTube alternative site they use, because they got kicked off of YouTube.
BitChute or something like that?
I don't know what it's called.
Like, my question is, though, is, like, if this like this should obviously probably like make it so he can't operate, right?
You would think so.
What they're hoping.
He says he's
yeah,
gonna, he says he's doing it.
That's actually what they want.
But like the issue with that is like, but then he doesn't. If he doesn't make any money, he can like bankruptcy make it so you don't have to like your debts erased or whatever, or can he just like not escape that?
I think he would have to file Chapter 11.
Yeah, I'm not an expert, but the people that
I
have been watching who are pretty in deep about this.
Make it so like they like, I don't know, they put such a financial strain on him he can't do anything, and then the families just don't get any money or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
they pretty much what I've understood. What I've understood is that they won't see all that money, but he will owe that much money. They won't see.
You're like, how much does the families actually get here? Like, how does this work?
I mean, they should get the winnings, but they won't, because even when it's whenever you pay or owe that much money, you don't actually like owe that. It's weird. How our fucking judicial system is, but they're really all they want is to bankrupt him enough to where he can't operate his business anymore and spread fake news.
Okay.
They don't really want the money. Like they came out and they're like, we don't want the money.
Some of the people I've seen who are like super deep into this and like this is all not all they do, but like they watch the Alex Jones stuff very closely. They've been saying that they're pretty sure he's concealing some of his like net worth because he's one of those people who's always been like, buy gold so when the economy collapses you still have. So like,
it's possible.
People are speculating that he has like gold hidden somewhere like in his backyard or some shit. And
fucking pirate. Just ask his ex-wife. I'm sure she'll spill the beans. Be like, give me some of the gold and I'll tell you.
I'm really curious to see what happens of it because I don't know. He's crazy, dude. I can't. I'm very happy that he lost because there was a part of me that was like, they're not going to get anything with him just because of like how our judicial system has failed in the past. I'm like, no, he's going to find a way out of this somehow.
You know,
and I'm so happy he didn't.
It's nice to like not have him in the whole like cultural zeitgeist or whatever, but I feel like the discourse around like what's going to happen, or like the discourse around like if this actually makes him fail, like, oh my god, dude, the fucking like alt-right people are gonna be like, communism.
They already are, bro.
Free speech. I know, but like, imagine how much.
Yeah, they're already freaking out about it. It's. Yeah. But the thing is, it's like, dude, you couldn't bring any of the documents stating that the Sandy Hook was,
and then his lawyer just like released all the
government
text
fucking
messages.
thing.
So yeah, I don't know if I think we talked about that.
Like he was
on accident.
He's also slandering the judge.
Yeah, there's a lot of wacky and wild shit with that case.
Yeah, he was like talking shit to the judge and stuff. Did you see? I saw a clip. So he wasn't there for the ruling.
No, he was talking shit on his live stream.
He was
in the middle of
he was on his live stream, and right after they gave him the verdict, he goes, "We're gonna keep pushing through." Blah blah blah. He goes, and I need you more than anything right now, and you donate to Infowars.com or whatever. Yeah,
Save
Infowars.com. Like literally right after. It's like anybody that gives you money right now is, I'm sorry. I mean, like they're a hard R word to me.
They're a big
like legitimately
dummy.
So, we'll see how that turns out.
Going back to our topic of cheating. If you guys didn't know, there was a short period of time where I was actually the fifth try guy.
Oh my god!
This whole situation is a big misunderstanding. Okay, so I was talking to the guy a couple months ago, the guy that got kicked out of Try Guys for cheating.
Do you know
his
his name?
No, I forgot it. It's been a while since I hung out with him.
It's Ned Fulmer.
Ned. Okay, so yeah, Landers. I was talking to Ned or whatever, right?
Flanders.
He was pitching this new series idea to me, and it was all a big misunderstanding. I swear, he was just going to like do a video series where it was Ned tries
cheating on his wife,
extramarital affairs, and apparently he just didn't talk to the right people, and yeah, that's what happened. So
man, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Wow, I never thought of it.
It's a tough one. He asked me not to tell people, but I was like, hey, the world's got to know, right?
So have we talked since Lizzie shed her mortal coil?
No.
Oh, the Queen. No.
I don't think we've had many episodes since.
Smoking Queen pack.
I just love how many conservatives were so upset about that, and it's like, wait a minute. Why are you upset about that? She literally stood for everything that you didn't stand for.
No, that's what these people. She's what these people want, but with power.
Yes.
Also, I think I've talked about that on the show in the past. How I found this subreddit once called "Are Monarchists," where it's like people who legitimately want a monarchy back. And it is the saddest group of people I've ever fucking seen, and that was a fun experience while this was all happening, because they were all like, "Death to the rest in peace to the best monarch the world has ever seen," and yada yada yada. And I was like, bro, you're not getting shit under the imperial system. Fuck off.
Yeah.
She didn't even
they don't want
anything.
A monarchy. They want to be the monarch or part of the family.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
That's what these people don't get. Whenever they like advocate shit like that, even like the people in America who are like, "Oh, do away with term limits and shit," they always envision themselves on the inside. No, bro.
It's like, no.
You're gonna be the people with the boot on your neck, like, and you're gonna lick it and say, "Thank you, give me more."
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. People are just like projecting, I guess. I don't know.
They think because they bought their fucking lordship from that one like Irish website that will just give you a fucking 1 acre plot of land and be like, you're a lord now.
Yeah,
I'm not talking shit. If we get this, if we can get an established title sponsorship, I'll take it. But like,
nah, yeah, that's just kind of.
We're talking shit about the people that do it, not the company itself.
I'm talking shit about the people who like think they're entitled to something just because they have this like title, this honorary title that really doesn't mean anything.
Hey, you are entitled to something.
Compensation.
You're entitled to it saying "Lord" on your credit card, which is kind of dope.
You're entitled to.
I can put Reverend on mine right now.
You should.
Oh yeah, I forget about that.
Where's my card?
I would be going to places, be like, "Yo, do I get the priest discount?
Get that priest back."
I don't even get.
I
I don't ever get discounts for being a fucking firefighter whenever I go, because every time I say something,
do they not believe?
Oh, every time I say something, they're like, "Oh, well, do you have like your badge, or do you have like your shirt, or like your uniform?" Like I have to be in uniform, pretty much. And I'm like,
I feel like if you're not in like a small
walk
town,
around
like
in uniform all the time.
If you're not in a small town where everyone knows you, and I don't think anyone in your town's going to be handing out discounts given the economic state of it.
No, 100% not.
My dad's a firefighter. I'm not going to say he abused it, but like there were definitely like times where like people he would know would be working at Subway. He's like, "Oh, can I get that 10% off?"
Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
I agree.
Don't act like I don't get that 25%. Hey, I get that 25% every time I order something off Carhartt. 100%.
Do you get free meals from Firehouse?
I don't think they're free. I think they're discounted.
Yeah, you should just get free meals.
They're like 30% off. They're like 30% off or something.
Just so like, you know how like Firehouse donates to money to like fire stations and stuff, right?
They donated to our fire station actually at one point.
Yeah. Ask them next time. Just be like, "Yo, just donate like $30 less. Cover the next like 5 sandwiches for me, okay?"
That's not 5 sandwiches. That's like 3.
If you get, that's like the half Sammys. I think.
No, I mean,
like
sure. If you get a half Sammy, I'm a fat fuck, so I just get a full Sammy everywhere I go.
Yeah.
I mean, I also do that, so it's okay.
Fair enough.
Acting like I'm gonna eat a half a Sammy. You think I'm a child?
I got the appetite of a full-grown adult.
So real
mostly
quick,
because I'm a full-grown adult.
real quick, I just want to. We said we were going to talk about $1,000 Magic the Gathering proxies.
Ooh, yeah.
I'll explain it for you guys and then the uninitiated, as we said. So basically,
and a little bit for me.
Yeah, proxies are in card games are basically you don't own the card, but you can like sub in. Usually it's in like casual play. You can like sub in something else and be like, okay, this is my Black Lotus. Bad example of Magic because if you have a Black Lotus, everyone knows. But
yeah, or you can like print out a picture of the
you can print out a picture of it,
sleeve, and be like, okay, yeah.
So basically, what Wizards of the Coast, the company owns Magic the Gathering, is doing is there's this thing called the what's the list? I can't think of it. It's not the banned list. It's the restricted list, reserved
list.
So there's this thing called the reserved list where it's cards that they've entered into a verbal agreement only with the people who play the game. Will never reprint these cards because people have.
I think there's more than a verbal agreement to it, actually.
Well, people have this shitty hang-up where it's like, oh, well, my collector item will go down in price, which isn't true.
Yeah, I think there's more to it than just a verbal agreement.
Maybe there is some kind of legal agreement. I don't know. But
I could be wrong, but I think there's something more to it than just yeah.
So they have this thing called the reserve list, which cards that will never be reprinted. Their solution to make money is they're going to release $1,000 booster packs of cards that are on the reserve list. Now, these cards
no.
are not legal.
That. It's not just that, Tim. It's not just that they're like doing packs. So this is the 30th anniversary box.
Yes.
It is a reprint set of one specific collector's set that came out. It was like the first whatever big set, not big set, but whatever you want to call it. I forget the original name of it. It came out 30 years ago.
The alpha sets or beta sets, whatever they're...
In this original set, there were no packs. It was a guaranteed card list.
Right.
Whereas in the 30th anniversary edition that cost $1,000, it is 4 packs. So you don't even like have a guarantee of getting the cards that are like
money
on the reserve list that are getting reprinted.
Also,
but even if you get
cards,
the ones,
they're not cards per se. They're not legal in Modern. They're not legal in Commander. They're not legal in any kind of sanctioned tournament. Let's put it that way.
I believe the Magic term is their art cards.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're paying $1,000 for a card
and they're
you
like
cannot
fucking.
use.
They're like
proxies.
useless.
They're like pretty much NFTs,
except
but with
anyone else
with
can
no
own
backing.
Them. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, with no backing at all.
Mm-hmm. So people were understandably upset that this was just a blatant money grab by Wizards, which, yes. There's also some mixed response to their one D&D thing that they're doing, so, we'll see how that goes for them.
It's fine, though, because in the end, they redeem themselves. You know how? By doing a 4-card collaboration with Pokemon.
Yeah. I don't know much about this, but I know it's happening.
Wait, that's the collab you guys were talking about?
Yes.
Oh,
the newest collaboration, yes. It is a pre-order right now. At what it is 4 cards. $30 for 4 cards or $40 for 4 holo cards. And what it is Post Malone is actually like a big Magic guy, apparently. So actually, the person who makes this deck box, it's got Satan on it or whatever, says this is the same deck box Post Malone uses. So that's pretty neat. But I guess what the collaboration is they got with Post and they like let him do his own spin on like cards from his deck. So it's like a commander. The commander is I forget. I can't pronounce the actual name because it's a Magic card with a ridiculous name. But the Post Malone version is called Post, Son of Rich. And I believe it's just the same effect and everything. But yeah. So there's 4 cards in the set that are like that. Just reimagined versions of cards that Post has in his deck.
So they've done this before with like the ones that stick out, the Godzilla is, it's just like
Fortnite.
There's a thing under it that's like what the card's real name is. And
yeah.
So it's Crick, Son of Yawgmoth. And then
yeah. I don't remember them off the top of my head.
Have they not shown the other 2?
But yeah, I mean, if you're into Magic the Gathering and you play a black deck and you want Post Malone as your commander, you can have that. That is a thing.
Citadel.
Yeah, that one too. Yeah. No, so conceptually, I think the idea is really cool.
No, I think
I like
these.
that.
I like these like alt art cards that they release sometimes, like the Godzilla ones and.
Oh, the Godzilla ones are beautiful.
Yeah, our friend Brandon has the one, and it's so fucking cool.
Conceptually, it's so cool, but it's just like very weird to me because like, what is like the Venn diagram of like Post Malone fans and like Magic fans? You know, like I don't feel like those circles overlap a whole bunch.
Maybe it'll bring more people to Magic the Gathering.
That's always going to be good because it's going to if the game gets more popular, the hope is that the price will go down. But
because is Commander like one of the more like casual
Commander is the most played formatting because it's very casual and there are sanctioned like Commander tournaments and stuff, but like it's just very casual and it's not as like.
So I guess that makes sense why they got like
hyper
to do the Commander style stuff, so people can get their feet wet with that or whatever, and then maybe move on.
That's how I got back into the game as Commander. So
nice.
What else do I got? Real quick, I'll just talk about this. Then if we want to talk about Kanye for a couple minutes, we can. The new Arctic Monkeys album came out, and it's a 7 out of 10. They released 3 singles before the album came out. I have the album up right there. It's that far left vinyl. They released 3 singles before the album came out, and those 3 singles are obviously the hits, and then the rest of the album's kind of like, eh. But I feel like that's just the music industry, where you release your best tracks off of the album.
I was gonna say, that's been a thing for like the past 5 years, is like every fucking artist like releases 4 singles that are absolute banger works of God, and then you listen to the rest of the album and you're like, yeah, I can see where all their effort went.
The beginning, the end, and the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And it's like, it's fine. The last album I thought was nothing but bangers, but that was just me. A lot of people didn't like lounge pop Arctic Monkeys. But, you know, I'm talking about Kanye, I guess.
Yeah, to quote Kanye, I'm going to go DEFCON 3 on Kanye.
DEFCON.
DEFCON. DEATH 3. DEFCON 3, because I'm not sure if 1 or 5 is the worst, so I'm going to throw it right in the middle just to be safe.
Was that his actual reasoning?
No.
Or is that just like the meme?
That's my theory. That is what I'm running with. Because I
don't think we can get too much into the controversy. Let's just say he's made some anti-Semitic remarks en masse.
Before that, though, there was like, wasn't he doing that? I forget who he was doing an interview with, but it was the one that
Tucker?
I've been seeing. Yeah, where he's wearing his 2024 hat or whatever. And in that Tucker interview, didn't he literally say, I can do whatever I want. I can say anti-Semitic shit, and Adidas can't drop me in regards to his contract with them for shoes.
I think so, yeah. This is the same interview where he was wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt. So.
And then he I'm pretty sure Adidas dropped him. Like, they're finishing up whatever they're currently producing, and then they're just not doing anything else with Kanye.
He is just
ill.
My favorite quote from this whole Kanye thing was he's basically like talking about how like the like people in power, like, what was his words? Basically, like, comparing himself to, like, the white men in power, talking about how, like, he feels bad for them because of, like, the things that are happening to him, like Elon Musk and, like, stuff like that, how people are hating on him. And then he just goes, I empathize with them because I'm going to be in that position soon.
I love that he gets mad when people call him a millionaire instead of a billionaire when he's barely a billionaire. His net worth's like 1 point something billion. Like, if he bought something, like bought a new car or like bought a fucking house tomorrow, he would not be a billionaire anymore.
I mean, to be fair, I guess that is quite the achievement. So
I can't imagine spending the amount of money that would bring me out of the B and into the M. So I'll never be able to quantify. I have I don't know what it's. There's like a paradox or something where it's like the common person cannot visualize what $1 billion looks like physically.
I don't think anybody can.
I don't even think billionaires
visualize that much money.
Because the top, what's the biggest bill is $100.
Location, right?
Yeah.
Because like I don't think anybody sees that, even the billionaires, right?
No, probably not.
Everything's so digital now.
There's no real life Scrooge McDucks out there fucking swimming through their pool of money.
Yeah, no, Bezos just has a fucking like bank in his house that he goes in and swims every morning. You know?
Oh yeah. I just
Scrooge
with
McDuck
Kanye
style.
Did you guys see him on Piers Morgan's thing too? Where he finally like kind of apologized but didn't.
Oh, I didn't see
it was
this.
really just because Piers Morgan was just like, you realize like you hurt a lot of people's feelings. So he went, well, I'm sorry to the families.
I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings.
All Jewish. Yeah,
not,
I'm sorry I hurt
that.
your feelings. I'm sorry I hurt their feelings.
What's the narcissist response? I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yeah, like that.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
that was pretty much what it was.
Response.
Yeah, it pretty much was. And then it was just like, dude, come on. Like, because Pierce was like, you realize what you said, right? And he's like, no, I mean all these people, blah, blah. He's like, you're being anti-Semitic. It's like, I can't be anti-Semitic. I don't mean all the Jews. He's like,
well, you
said all the Jews.
His initial excuse was, I can't be anti-Semitic because black people, I don't want to say blacks, are the original
twice.
Well,
clip that.
Clip it. I'm an Indiana boy. I'm sorry. He said I'm a black Israelite, which is like a thing, but also that's the standard now rap like
but
excuse.
That's not.
No, so like I even on Twitter he said something about like blacks are the original Jews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that, because he said that in his anti-Semitic tweet. He's like, I can't be anti-Semitic because parentheses and said that or something like that.
I'm pretty sure he's trying to align himself with the Black Israelite movement. Which
I think he just like read the story of like Yaqub the scientist, and he's like,
listened to
my life now.
He listened to fucking what's his name talk once, Kendrick talk once, and he was like, I got this. I got the idea. I'm a genius.
Yeah, no.
But hasn't he talked about, what is it, Palestine that's like fucking up Israel and stuff right now?
Israel's fucking up Palestine, my friend.
Not the ones doing the fucking up.
Sorry.
No, sir.
The other way around. My bad. Other way around.
Opinion here. Call me an anti-Semite if you want. Israel's not doing the right thing.
Yes.
No. Because that's what I was watching.
I'm not talking about your common people. I'm talking about the government.
Yeah, because I was watching Hassan, and he was like, to call yourself a black Israelite still not like the greatest thing right now. He's like, politically, they're not doing great things. He's like, I wouldn't align yourself with Israel.
Kanye's aligning himself with Israel.
I love Hassan clips
on government aligns ourselves with Israel.
TikTok.
Hassan clips on TikTok?
Yeah. Where I don't remember the one where he's like, I swear to God. I think it was that news reporter. The one that sticks out is that news reporter who was like, you know, it was when Russia was using all those suicide drones in Ukraine. And the guy was like, And Hassan goes, I swear to God, if this guy tries to pitch the fucking Lockheed Martin, like, self-defense system or whatever, and then like 2 seconds later, the Fox News reporter does exactly that, and I was like, oh my fucking God.
Dude, I love those because he'll like fucking throw his chair back, and he's just like, I fucking knew it.
Yep.
God, I've been watching too much of him lately. I've just becoming a socialist piece of shit.
We got to get Hassan a stylist, I think.
What are you talking about? He has the fucking drip.
I like Hassan, don't get me wrong, but like, bro, some of those outfits are
some of his outfits are pretty out there.
Like,
some of them are cool.
I don't think he has any like cancelable opinions. I know he said some pretty like hot topic-y stuffs, right? But
oh yeah, 100%.
Like some of those fits are cancelable.
He also does have a
when they say drip or drown, he's drowning.
I just typed in Hassan Piker on Google Images, and I did find an image of him wearing what I can only describe as an AOC 3 Wolf Moon shirt. So
oh yeah, I've seen it. I watched that. He had that on a stream. He looked great when he was on. Okay, he was always like suited up, like dripped up when he was on. That's kind of funny. The Young Turks.
Why did they name themselves that?
It's like a news station.
Yeah, but why did they name themselves that?
It was like started by his uncle. I have no idea.
But like, do you know the historical like?
I don't.
No, I don't, to be honest.
The Armenian genocide. The Young Turks were the ones who did that.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
That's what they called themselves.
Well, according to them, it didn't happen, right?
The Turkish people, yeah. The Turkish government will
arrest you for saying.
Deny it till the day they die. But
they'll drag you onto the grounds of the Turkish embassy and beat the shit out of you like they did to that one protester back in like 2018 or whatever that year was.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know. Just that whole thing about, I don't know. The Young Turks put a bad taste in my mouth just because of their name, but that's besides the point.
How do you feel about Chapo Trap House?
I don't know enough about them, but
I just think the name's a little bit like
cringe. I think they're cringe.
The name's a little cringe.
Could be wrong though,
considering I have to assume they named themselves after a fucking drug kingpin.
Oh, I mean that's fine. I don't care. That's funny. Haha, whatever. I don't know. I just feel some of the fan base can get a little rabid online from what I've seen.
I also just like that his nickname is just because he's short. That's what
I like. Wasn't Stavros on there?
A couple of them. I think they all were at some point.
I like Stavros. I like his solo stuff.
Yeah, his solo stuff's like really good. Like I think now that his stand-up career has taken off, that's probably why he quit.
Yeah.
The podcast he did.
Dude can like
his crowd work is fucking insane, dude.
Anybody. Like he's so good. I think he's probably the best person at like insulting you to your face and you just like laughing.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. He's great. It's funny.
There was I don't know. I don't think I actually had anything else to say. I was just like umming and awing for no reason.
I think that's all the important funny ha-has of the past couple weeks that I can think of. John, you got anything for us? You ready to wrap her up?
Do we want to talk about how the real quick, do we want to talk about that English PM only lasting like a week and a half?
Honestly, I get it. English too.
Oh, the Prime Minister. Yeah.
If you have more than 1,030 minutes into any video game, you have played it longer than that person was Prime Minister.
Oh, speaking of Prime Ministers, just real quick. Remember when we were first talking about Shinzo Abe after that happened?
Yeah.
And I made a very brief mention that the guy who did it was connected to the Moonies, that like marriage cult out of China. Yeah. So it turns out the reason he did that is because the Japanese government for a while supported the Moonies. And his whole family got sucked into it, conned out of all their money, and that's the reason he saw Abe is like personally responsible for it because he was PM during the time.
I remember that now.
Also,
I remember hearing about that, and then I just forgot.
Other news out of Japan that's relevant to our interests, because we did an episode on it. The creator of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh yeah, Kazuki Takahashi.
What they found, whichever his family or the Japanese Coast Guard, whoever came out and said that he died because he was saving other people.
Yeah.
Oh,
because
wow.
There was like a riptide, and one lifeguard was trying to like help 3 people, and he was a pretty strong swimmer, so he was like, oh, I'll go out and help, and then he got pulled by the riptide, but the other 3 people and the lifeguard made it. So like he literally gave his life to save other people, which is wild.
That's awesome.
I only wanted to clarify because I'm pretty sure when we first talked about it, I was like leaning into the conspiracy side of things, of like he was murdered or something before that was announced.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that a little bit.
I don't know. I never thought he was murdered or nothing, just because like
it just felt fishy because everyone was like, "Oh, he's such a strong swimmer," and then like they hadn't released the official. It was pretty fresh when we talked about it.
Yeah,
and they hadn't released the official.
It was very strange
story or anything.
I think I was just more sad than anything. I didn't
That's fair.
really put much thought into the conspiracies of it. Still bummed about it. I don't know, man. That shit's crazy. Big influence on my life, obviously. So, rest in peace.
Yup. Went out a hero.
Yep. Well, I guess on that note, we call it a night.
Yeah, sure.
Or call it a day, whenever you are listening to this.
It's a night for us, but it could be a morning for you.
Baba Booey. You can
Smoochies.
check all of us out on, me, Q. You can check me out on Twitter and Twitch, Boxwine with a 0 instead of an O. The pod socials are, help me out, guys. I always forget them.
This.
RRP podcasts.
RRP podcasts.
I'm never the one who say them, so I forget them.
To be fair, the episode that we recorded 2 days ago, as of right now, I forgot it too because John changed everything, and I always forget.
Yeah, see, that's my other excuse. John changed things recently.
And
I'm done changing things. I'm done changing things.
It was a discussion that we'd had, and I just forgot that it was happening.
Yeah. So that's me in the podcast. What about John and Tim? Where can you guys be found?
Not John, everywhere.
Yeah. You can find me at Hot Pink Waffles everywhere, and then Letterboxd is Timmy C. Twitch is Uncle Fungal Shroom. Hell yeah.
Whoa. Do you see that ghost? There's lint. I'm gonna fucking clip that shit.